Europe is deeply concerned about the possibility of a nuclear war, which could have a huge effect on everyday people. This concern grew after a significant event today. Ukraine launched 6 American missiles deep into Russian territory. According to Russia, they intercepted 5 missiles with their S-400 defense system, but pieces of one missile landed near a key military facility. You can find many articles discussing the growing risk of nuclear war. It's clear this situation is not being taken lightly. Neighboring countries like Sweden and Finland have also issued warnings, emphasizing the seriousness of recent developments. Today marks 1,000 days since the Ukraine-Russia war began. Yes, 1,000 days, and the conflict continues without resolution. Some believe the war might only end if Donald Trump returns to power. Meanwhile, efforts seem to be underway to escalate the conflict further during the remaining weeks of the current leadership's term, potentially pushing Russia toward considering nuclear options. Recently, as you may know, Joe Biden authorized Ukraine to use long-range missiles and launch aggressive attacks. However, the situation is more complicated than it appears. Russia is a highly advanced military power, with sophisticated satellites and spies that provide real-time intelligence from the ground. The long-range missiles launched at Russia today have shown that deploying such weapons requires support from US military personnel on the ground. Russia's foreign minister recently stated that they are aware of what's happening in Ukraine. It's not just Ukrainian soldiers attacking Russia, but also American troops working alongside them. This is a very significant and concerning statement. The situation remains tense, and the risk of escalation is high. It's becoming clearer why Russia is raising concerns, as this is no longer just a war between Ukraine and Russia. Russia is openly claiming that American military experts are directly involved, assisting Ukraine on the ground. These experts might be retired or not currently active in the US military. While there's no concrete evidence to confirm this, Russia's foreign minister has made it clear that the US is directly supporting Ukraine. The next question is, how will Russia respond? Vladimir Putin has already approved changes to Russia's nuclear doctrine, allowing for a new clause in Russia's constitution. This clause states that Russia can launch a nuclear strike on a non-nuclear state if that state is supported by a nuclear power. This concept has now been formalized, and the Russian military has been given full authority to act. If a significant attack occurs, such as another missile strike, Russia could retaliate with nuclear weapons. As time passes and the possibility of Donald Trump returning to power grows, tensions could rise further. By December, Ukraine may attempt to launch 50 to 60 missile strikes, putting Russian civilians at greater risk. Putin has openly suggested that, in such a scenario, nuclear weapons could be used. This situation is also directly affecting Sweden and Finland. These two countries, known for their consistently high happiness rankings and overall stability, are now deeply concerned. The ongoing conflict threatens not only the nations involved but also the broader region. When you look at indexes like the Quality of Life Index or the Happiness Index, Sweden and Finland are regularly ranked among the top 5. Finland often takes the top spot. However, given the current developments, fear is growing in both countries. Both governments have issued advisories to their citizens, providing guidance on what to do in the event of a nuclear war. They are advising people to begin stocking up on essentials such as food and water. Denmark's Emergency Management Agency has also started emailing citizens, recommending they prepare emergency supplies of medicine, food and water. It's clear that Europe is now entering a high-risk zone, and what was once considered the garden of the world now feels more like a jungle where nuclear weapons could potentially be used. In the upcoming weeks, the world may face a period of heightened tension, particularly if Joe Biden authorizes Ukraine to escalate its missile attacks against Russia. The hope is that Vladimir Putin will remain calm and refrain from using nuclear weapons. On the other hand, Russia has demonstrated the effectiveness of its S-400 missile defense system, which successfully intercepted 5 out of 6 American missiles launched by Ukraine. This highlights the superior performance of the S-400 compared to its predecessor, the S-300. While the S-300 systems experienced significant damage in conflicts involving Israel and Iran, the S-400 has shown a much higher success rate.